This is Top 30. Coming up, a huge Marriott data breach may have exposed 500 million guests. A family is facing thousands in fines for their Christmas light display. And this year's most popular baby names may surprise you. Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Kristin Smith, and here are 30 things you need to know right now. It's the most wonderful time of the year, but I'm here to tell you the season isn't a time to let your guard down. An article in the HuffPost tells us some of the top scams to watch out for during the holiday. The first is on Facebook. Holiday hoodwinkers held a running scam masked as a secret Santa gift exchange between strangers. But the Better Business Bureau says it's actually a pyramid scheme and considered illegal gambling, but it may also give your address right to these scammers. Next, fake shipping notifications. A scammer may send an email that looks like it's from UPS or FedEx and ask you to arrange your delivery. But when you click the link, you download malware that gives them the ability to steal your credit card numbers. But your packages are also at risk for being swiped right from your front porch. Try requiring a signature or even having packages delivered to your job. And finally, deal sites. Watch out for dummy websites that offer products for an unrealistically cheap price because they could take the money and run. So watch out for all of these just to make sure it's a very special Christmas. Now let's go to the New York Stock Exchange for our Fox Business Minute with Kristina Partsinevelos. Kristina, yet another company has announced they've been hacked.
Good morning, Kristin. Marriott International reporting that it has found a data breach in its Starwood guest reservation system. More than 500 million guests who made reservations at Starwood properties since 2014 may have been affected. Information like names, addresses, phone numbers, and even passport numbers were exposed in the breach. Taylor Swift shaking off the haters this year and climbing to the top as Twitter's most influential user of 2018. The singer only tweeted 13 times this year, but it was enough to beat out President Trump, Katy Perry, and Kim Kardashian. Brandwatch determines rankings based on user engagement, retweets, replies, follows, and how many other influential users interact with the account. And you've got fast food chain Jack in the Box, who's exploring a sale with 2,000 restaurants. The burger shop is shopping itself around and even meeting with private equity firms.
Kristina, haven't there been some other fast food acquisitions this year?
That's right. Another burger chain, that would be Sonic, was sold to Arby's owner Inspire Brands for about $1.5 billion. Chump change.
Interesting story. Thanks, Kristina. Time now for the New York Minute with Rosanna Scotto from Fox 5 New York. So, Rosanna, I hear a Jersey family's Christmas lights are causing some to say, bah humbug.
Exactly. Isn't the Christmas holiday time a time to shine?
Yes.
Well, this family from Old Bridge, New Jersey, is fighting officials over their elaborate Christmas display. It's beautiful. Now, the Abruzzi family has been doing this for like 15 years. Now, some say the display is a safety hazard because so many people from outside of the area are coming into town. There's no room for parking or first responders, and the mayor and the city has intervened. They're asking them for money to pay for the police to kind of keep the traffic moving. And if they don't, they're going to face fines of $3,000 for every night the light show is on, because they say it would cover the police, the shuttle service.
That's a pricey fine, yeah.
So the family is using this as an opportunity to collect donations for wounded veterans. They plan to cover the first few nights out of their own pocket, but they are also starting a GoFundMe page to help with all these costs, and they possibly may sue for free speech if the show is shut down by the city. So much for the holiday spirit.
Definitely throws a wrench in the plans. Okay, so moving on. One man has experienced New York City in a pretty unique way. Tell me about that.
So this guy, Matt Green, decided to walk every block in New York City's 5 boroughs. It's an 8,000-mile journey. He's got a new documentary out. It's called The World Before Your Feet. Matt believes no street is more important than another. He says it's not about him. Anybody can do this to better understand their own community. And the funny part is he's met some very interesting people in his journey. He said he met this one guy who was walking 4 pit bulls and 2 boa constrictors around his neck. Just another day in New York City in a New York Minute.
Wow, you never cease to surprise me during our time together, Rosanna. Thank you. All right, listen to this. Tracy Redford was boarding a flight with her 5-year-old daughter when she says a Southwest Airlines gate agent mocked her child's name as they laughed and pointed at her. Spelled A-B-C-D-E, it's pronounced Absidy. Tracy says the agent even took a photo of her daughter's boarding pass and posted it to social media. Southwest Airlines has apologized for the actions of the employee. And a 9-year-old girl named Riley called out NBA star Steph Curry, and it worked. In a post on Instagram, she asked Curry why his new sneakers are only available for boys. Curry responded to her, and not only did he say they're correcting the labels so that both boys and girls can proudly wear the shoes, but he's sending her a pair of the Curry 5s and promised she'll be one of the first to get a pair of Curry 6s when they're ready. And that's not all. Curry says he has something special in the works for International Women's Day in March and invited Riley to Oakland to participate with them. And finally, 15-year-old Kristin pulled off one of the most epic table tennis moves ever after falling to the floor for a previous shot. And when you watch it in slow motion, you get an even better idea of how incredibly lucky Chen got. He really is a perfect example of why you never give up. Well, there's one world leader Beyonce clearly thinks is irreplaceable, and that's the late South African president Nelson Mandela. She wrote a powerful open letter to Mandela that was published in the South African newspaper Sowetan. Mandela worked to end racial apartheid in South Africa and served as the nation's first black president. In the letter, Beyonce thanked Mandela for teaching her life lessons that she can pass on to her children. She wrote, "You were a strategic warrior, a bold activist, and a charismatic and well-loved leader. Your vision for dignity, for human rights, for peace, and a South Africa free of racism and apartheid allows us all to turn dreams into reality." Beyonce will perform at the upcoming Global Citizen Festival in Johannesburg on December 2nd, and the concert will celebrate Mandela's 100th birthday. The charity campaign hopes to raise $1 billion for the world's poorest people, with more than 50% of proceeds going to women and girls worldwide. Let's go to Danielle Knox now from Fox 35 Orlando. She has what you need to know today. So Danielle, I hear your attitude as a teenager could affect you for the rest of your life.
Well, Kristin, your teen's outlook may influence how long they'll live. Researchers say high school students who tend to be very calm and empathetic and intellectually curious are more likely to be alive 50 years later than their peers who are less so. More than 27,000 teens were asked to complete a series of psychological tests way back in 1960. And regardless of a teen's ethnic or family background, those who scored higher in terms of energy and empathy and calmness, tidiness, and maturity all faced a lower risk of death over that 48-year period. Dictionary.com crowning its 2018 Word of the Year, and it is, drum roll please, misinformation. The website defines misinformation as false information that is spread regardless of whether there is intent to mislead. Well, dogs are a man's best friend, but apparently they're also a woman's best snuggle buddy. All right, so listen to this one. There's a new study that shows that women sleep better with dogs instead of humans. Researchers say it's because humans are more disruptive in bed and dogs are associated with stronger feelings of comfort and security, kind of like a little security blanket there. And that's what you need to know. I've got a little doggy, Kristin, well, a big dog, and I've got to admit, yeah, he's pretty good, pretty comforting. What about you?
Well, dogs do make the best cuddle buddies. Thanks, Danielle. Still ahead, the best way to start a popular diet plan. And you'll want to hear these dog life hacks. Don't go anywhere. Top 30, we'll be right back. Welcome back. 'Tis the season for driving in that wild winter weather. And I know you probably don't even want to think about that right now. But I have a few tips from AAA to help navigate if you're driving in those crazy temperatures. Before you even leave, never warm up your vehicle in an enclosed area like a garage. Also, make sure you can see and be seen by removing all snow and ice from your car. And when you're finally ready to leave, make sure to keep your gas tank half full at all times to avoid your gas line freezing. Never use your cruise control while driving in winter weather because there's nothing worse than a slippery road. You'll want to go slower than your normal speed, leave more room than usual in between yourself and the car in front of you, and concentrate fully on the road and its conditions. Accelerate gently when taking off, and if you can, avoid slamming on the brakes. And last but certainly not least, make sure you have your charged cell phone, blankets, gloves, hats, food, water, and any medication you need in your vehicle. It's best to have all of these things in an emergency kit that also includes a first aid kit, flashlight, jumper cables, a shovel, and an ice scraper just in case. So safe travels to all of our winter weather warriors. And now let's go to Brody Brown in New York City with our Us Weekly headlines. Brody, this sounds a little hard to believe, but Justin Bieber wants kids very soon.
Hi, Kristin. Yes, Justin Bieber and his new wife, Hailey Baldwin, already appear to have babies on the brain. A source told us that the couple, who recently celebrated Thanksgiving at their home in Canada, have been telling people that they want to start a family soon. And speaking of Justin's, we talked to an insider who told us that Jennifer Aniston is very comfortable where she is following her divorce from Justin Theroux. Though the two split in February after nearly 7 years together, our source said that Jen is doing her thing exactly the way she wants to do it and really enjoying her life. Though people are always curious who Jen will date after any big breakup, our source said that Jen believes that whatever her path is, it will present itself the way it should. Jen is all about taking care of herself.
Good for her. Now, you know who I miss? Rachel McAdams. When are we going to get her back on the big screen?
Well, Rachel had a baby boy earlier this year and has fully embraced motherhood, so it may still be a minute. Her recent interview with the Sunday Times marks the first time Rachel has officially confirmed she gave birth to her son. And Rachel said, "It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, hands down." The 40-year-old actress also claimed she's having more fun being a mom than she's ever had, saying, "Everything about it is interesting and exciting and inspiring to me." But don't expect her to share any photos of the little one on social media anytime soon. Rachel also insisted, "I want to keep his life private, even if mine isn't."
Thanks for the scoop, Brody, and we'll see you next week. For more celebrity news, check out usmagazine.com. Okay, a good life hack can save you time, space, and stress. And if you're a dog owner, you could probably use some of these amazing dog life hacks too. For example, using a carabiner to tie up your dog's leash while you're out is way more secure than a knot that might come loose. Now, if you have carpet and a dog that sheds, it can be a nightmare. But by using a squeegee, you're actually able to collect all that dog hair. Doggy breath is no joke. So go ahead and sprinkle a little parsley in your dog's food, and it should freshen their breath a little bit. And a great treat for your pup on hot summer days are apple slices frozen in an ice cube tray in low sodium chicken broth. Yummy. And finally, if your dog has an accident on the carpet or the rug, baking soda is a great solution. I'm a sucker for life hacks, and those are some seriously smart ideas. All right, you're not going to want to hear this, but this holiday season, the average American will pack on an additional 6 pounds, meaning many may soon be in search of a new diet plan that helps shed the excess. To decode the vegan diet, we're joined by Carrie Glassman, founder of NutritiousLife.com. So, Carrie, we all know of the vegan diet, of course, but what does it actually mean to go vegan?
So a vegan diet, which is so popular right now, eliminates all animal products and instead focuses on plant foods and beverages. So that means no meat, fish, dairy, eggs. It even means no honey and butter. Some people forget about that. Many people go vegan for environmental reasons and ethical reasons, and then of course for the different health benefits.
And health is an important thing to keep in mind. So if someone thinks going vegan is right for them, what would you say are some easy ways to get started?
So you don't have to go all out all at once. Start with breakfast by swapping out that cow's milk for coconut milk in your cereal, and instead of butter, using almond butter or even using avocado mash on toast. At lunch, you can go for some legumes in your salad instead of having chicken. And then at dinner, instead of that beef burger, go for something like a black bean burger. What you want to make sure you're doing is thinking about adding in more plant foods. That's going to make it so much easier to get rid of the animal products. And it is possible to meet all your nutrient needs when you're on a vegan diet. You just have to be responsible about it. You want to make sure you're getting in those omega-3 fatty acids from things like chia seed and hemp seed and flaxseed, and zinc, which you're going to find in whole grains and legumes and nuts. And then also B12, which you can get in some nutritional yeast. And then vitamin D you have to look out for too, but we all know we can get that from the sun.
And that's good whatever diet you're on. Thanks, Carrie. More Top 30 coming right up. Welcome back to Top 30. Flipping homes has gotten more and more popular, especially in certain areas. California had the highest increase of home buyers fixing up houses to resell last year. That's according to a new report by the financing company Lending Home. Flips in the Golden State happen fast, an average of 180 days, which is about 20 less than the national average. Profits average over $100 grand, but in some parts of the state, it's even higher. In LA County, flippers made an average of $140,000. It had the most flips. San Francisco had fewer transactions, but higher profits, about $390,000 on average. The other top states for flipping were Florida, Texas, Ohio, and Georgia. The study found profits were up partly because renovations were getting more complex. Instead of a new coat of paint, flippers are adding square footage or redoing kitchens. Real estate experts say that's because the practice has gotten so popular, most of the quick and easy flips have already been done. You know, the faces have changed, but the names, well, they remain the same. This as parenting site Baby Center released their annual list of the most popular baby names, and the results are a bit familiar. Among boys, Jackson led for the 6th straight year. Sophia was most popular among girls for its 9th. Despite this lack of parental imagination, Baby Center did see some unique trends emerge in 2018. For one, Zen names dominated, with spiritual and earth-friendly monikers like Peace, Sky, and Ocean spiking at least 30%. The celebrity influence was also strong. HGTV's Chip and Joanna Gaines set trends with their company Magnolia, and with many of their kids, including Drake, Ella, and Emmy. The Kardashian-Jenner clan saw gains of their own, with Dream, Saint, and Stormy trending upwards. And with 125 million users worldwide, it's no surprise Fortnite inspired a few parents. Game-related names like Bunny, Leviathan, and Rogue stormed the chart, up more than 30% each. Wow, can't wait to see what random pop culture trends inspire names next year. Let's go to Carrie Lake from Fox 10 Phoenix now. She has this week's life hacks. So Carrie, always good to see you. What do you have for us?
Hi, Kristen. In today's life hack, a lot of people use baking soda in the refrigerator to keep the fridge smelling fresh. But when it gets old, you don't want to cook with that, but you don't have to throw it away either. You can use that to clean your sink in a very environmentally friendly way. Just put some of the baking powder right there in the sink, and then take a lime or a lemon and squeeze that right on top. It's going to fizz a little bit. Then you start wiping and scrubbing, rinse it out, and you'll have a nice, shiny, clean sink. Next up, you go to spread butter on your bread, but the butter's too hard. There's a solution for that, and it's called a potato peeler. Just take a little sliver from the top of the butter like that. It'll melt and spread right on top of your bread, and you won't ruin the bread while you're at it. And finally, you buy garlic, use a couple of cloves, and the rest goes to waste. Never again. Simply put the garlic in the press and press it into an ice cube tray, then cover it with olive oil, freeze it, and you'll always have fresh garlic to cook with. Back to you, Kristen.
As usual, all great stuff. Thanks, Carrie. As kids, recess was a time to take a break. Now a company by the same name is providing breaks of a different kind. In the vein of lotions, beers, and of course baked goods, Recess is a new line of CBD-infused sparkling water aimed at creative workers who need to get the juices flowing. An extract of cannabis, CBD has been known to reduce stress, pain, and anxiety. But unlike fellow marijuana compound THC, CBD contains no psychoactive properties. The drinks in their Instagram-worthy pastel cans come in 3 flavors: peach ginger, palm hibiscus, and blackberry chai. In addition to 10 milligrams of CBD, Recess contains a cocktail of adaptogens, herbs like ginseng, that further help with relaxation and immunity, among others. While Recess, which bills itself as an antidote to modern times, will not get drinkers high, experts do warn the effects of CBD can differ for each person, so relax responsibly. And Top 30 will be right back. Welcome back. One young artist has taken the music industry by storm, and Elizabeth Stanton from Popstar Magazine is here to tell us more about her. Hi, Liz.
That's right, Kristen. 2018 was definitely the year of Camila Cabello. The 21-year-old singer quickly captured our attention with her skyrocketing solo career and her intoxicating mix of charm and talent. Here's a quick year in review. Last January, she released her debut album, Camila, which earned her the #1 spot on Billboard's Hot 200. In February, her first ever solo headline tour, Never Be the Same, sold out in 1 day. And in April, her debut album went platinum. That was literally just the beginning, because in August she won Video of the Year at the MTV VMAs, and soon after she made history. She became the first female artist to reach 1 billion streams on Spotify. If you're craving more Camila, she is performing for the 2018 iHeartRadio Jingle Ball Tour coming up soon. Back to you, Kristin.
What an incredible year for Camila. Thanks, Liz. And that's it for today's show. Thanks for watching. Here's what's coming up on the next Top 30. We'll tell you the best items to buy during the month of December and ones you should skip. Plus, this app tells you how to get where you're going with a twist. And Hugh Jackman is coming to a theater near you in person. You can also listen to the day's biggest stories on the Top 30 podcast. It's all coming up on the next Top 30.